Yo, check this out. This is the new RP2350 Touch LCD from Waveshare. It's a slick 1.28 round IPS display with some amazing features. To help you get started as quickly as possible, I've created some simple libraries for the Pico SDK, MicroPython, and Arduino IDE. I'm JBlanked, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to get up and running in less than 5 minutes. We're going to take control of the display and the touchscreen, and we're going to do it the easy way. So let's get started. When you go to Waveshare's website, you'll find a wiki which has the documentation for the device. Now on the page, if you scroll all the way to the bottom, you'll find demo code for C and C++ and MicroPython. So scroll all the way to the bottom. Now the official examples using the Pico SDK are powerful and often utilize feature-rich libraries like LVGL. Now, LVGL is fantastic for building complex graphical interfaces, but it does have a learning curve if all you want to do is draw a circle on the screen. For developers looking to quickly prototype an idea, navigating the full SDK with its build systems and extensive files can sometimes be more complex than necessary. For many projects, a simpler approach is often the fastest way to get started. That's where my custom libraries come in. I decided to write separate, streamlined libraries for the Pico SDK, MicroPython, and the Arduino IDE. Now, these were designed with one single goal: simplicity. This allows you to focus on writing clean, readable code for your project. With these libraries, you can fire up the display with a single line, draw shapes with simple commands, and read touch coordinates effortlessly. Today, I'm going to walk you through using both the MicroPython and Arduino libraries. We'll start with MicroPython for quick prototyping, and then we'll do the exact same thing in Arduino IDE for those who love C++. All the code and libraries are on my GitHub, which is linked down in the description below. First up, MicroPython. Now, this is one of my favorite ways to work with boards just like these because it's interactive. You can send commands one at a time and see the results instantly. And the hardware setup is as easy as it gets. You just need your RP2350 Touch LCD and a USB-C cable. That's it. The board has an RP2350 inside, so we don't need a separate Pico. To program it, we'll use the Thonny IDE. It's a great beginner-friendly editor, perfect for this. First, you need to get MicroPython on the board. So with the back off, hold down the boot button, which is the left button. If you're looking at it this way, hold down the boot button and then plug in the USB cable. After that, you can let go of the button. Now, make sure you have the repository downloaded, as we need the .uf2 file from inside the build/MicroPython folder. We're going to simply drag and drop that UF2 file onto the RP2350 drive that appeared when you plugged in your board. Now, open up Thonny IDE, go to the bottom right corner, and we need to change the port to MicroPython Raspberry Pi Pico. Once you're connected, you'll see the MicroPython prompt. Next, you need to open the files, which you can get from View. Go to the Waveshare folder you downloaded from my repository. Open up the 1.28 inch. Click on Examples, and then MicroPython, and then Test. And now we need to copy my custom library files onto the board. If you click one, hold Shift and select the bottom, and then right click and click Upload to /. This will upload the files onto the device. Click OK and let it copy over. Now with the libraries on board, let's review the demo code. Double click on Test, and here we are. Let's close the shell for now, and let's take a deeper look into this. Okay, so first we'll import the classes we'll need, which is our LCD, the touch, the battery, and the QMI, along with some color constants and pre-rendered frames. And setting things up is incredibly simple. We just create an object for each piece of hardware, one for the LCD, one for the battery, one for the touch input, and one for the QMI motion sensor. The libraries handle all the complex background setup like SPI and I2C for you. So the demo starts by showing off the drawing commands. The code fills the screen black, then draws a bunch of shapes like rectangles, circles, lines, and even a triangle. It also demonstrates how to draw text. And after drawing all the elements, a single lcd.drop command pushes the entire image to the display. After a few seconds, the demo runs a quick automation, showing you how to use the blitz command to draw predefined frames to the screen, which is great for sprites or icons. And next, it enters the main interactive loop. Now, inside the loop, it constantly checks for touch input. The library is built to recognize gestures, so you can see if the user has touched the screen and get the coordinates and gesture type. The code uses this to display the touch point and also shows off the battery monitoring by printing the current, voltage, and percentage. The loop also reads the full 6-axis data from the IMU. It uses the QMI.readXYZ function to get both accelerometer and gyroscope values, and then formats and displays them right on the screen. And to make it a bit more dynamic, it also draws a circle that changes size and a line that rotates. Now let's go and run the script so we can see the example at play. You'll see a showcase of shapes, and then you'll see a brief animation. And then after that, we'll see the interactive screen that responds to your touch and displays real-time motion and battery data. So if I click here, we see it tells me the position and the gesture. I can swipe right, swipe left, down, up. You can hold, long touch, double tap. So we've got a full featured demo, and the code is still clean and easy to follow thanks to the new library structure. Well, what if you're an Arduino IDE fan? Well, no problem. The process is just as straightforward. I made a companion app for the Arduino IDE that pretty much uses similar library function names. So once you learn one, you learn the other. Since you already have the files downloaded, you click on the 1.28 folder, then examples, then Arduino IDE, and then test. Now, all we have to do is double click the test.eno file, and this will automatically open the project in the Arduino IDE along with all the necessary library files. Let's take a look at the test.eno sketch. Now, at the top, you see we include the individual headers for each component: the LCD, the touch, the QMI, and the battery, just like we did in MicroPython. If we scroll down in the setup function, we initialize each piece of hardware with its own init function. LCD init, we have the touch init, we have the battery init, and we have the QMI init, which gets everything ready to go. So the Arduino demo then runs through the exact same showcase as the MicroPython version. It starts by clearing the screen with black and then drawing a variety of shapes and text to the screen. And then we push it all at once with LCD swap. And after a few seconds, it shows a quick animation using LCD blitz to rapidly draw pre-rendered frames, which again is perfect for sprites. Now, touch is handled efficiently using an interrupt callback. There's a callback function that automatically gets called whenever a touch or gesture is detected, where you can get coordinates and check for gestures like taps, swipes, and long presses. That interrupt gets set by using touch set callback. Now, the main loop is where the interactive demo lives. Inside, the code constantly reads the 6-access data from the QMI sensor using QMI read XYZ. Then it formats it into a string and displays it. Just like the other demo, it also draws a circle that changes size and a line that rotates to show you how you can create dynamic visuals. And a final LCD swap at the end of the loop pushes the new frame to the display. Now, make sure to hold the boot button while plugging in the USB-C cable again. And then in Arduino IDE, we change the port to UF2 board. This is actually just a Pico 2, not a Pico 2 W, so just type in Pico 2 and click OK. And now all we have to do is click upload. And when you upload it, you'll get the same rich interactive demo we saw in MicroPython, showing the graphics and then showing the frame animations. And of course, we have the touch and the real-time sensor data. Now, I just wanted to pause and say that if you're finding this guide helpful and it's saving you some time, do me a quick favor and hit that subscribe button. I like digging into hardware like this and building custom tools to make our lives easier. A lot of late nights went into developing these libraries, and every subscriber helps support future projects. So that's all there is to it. We've explored a simple way to get started with this powerful feature-rich display from Waveshare. Whether you're a fan of MicroPython, the Pico SDK, or the Arduino ecosystem, you now have a simple, unified way to control the display, handle touch, and read the motion sensor. We've seen how to draw graphics, create a simple drawing app, and read raw sensor data. And from here, you can do all sorts of things. The goal here was to make this cool hardware accessible and easy to work with. As you can see, with these libraries, you can get started in minutes instead of hours. To get started on your own projects, head over to the GitHub link in the description below. And if this video helped you out, please give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments what you plan on building with it. I'm JBlanked. Thanks for watching. Peace.